the pain like I'm Nagato. Got no father like I'm Naruto. Keep the blade on me, Ichigo. Who really wanna go toe for toe? GTR from Tokyo. Diamonds whipping up on the stove. Lucky man like a 4-leaf clove. Diamonds wanna go invisible.
Hello guys, my name's Nagato, and for today's tutorial, basically I'm going to be showing you guys on how to take your PlayStation 4 retail disc copies of games. For example, today I'm going to take Little Big Planet 3 and I'm going to show you guys on how to dump that to a USB drive, and then from there we're going to be installing your disc copy and making it a FPKG, and then we're going to put it back on our PS4. So there's kind of a lot of steps in this tutorial, but basically the first step we're going to start with is the USB. And before I even get into all the USB stuff and like the main part of this tutorial, I'm going to state the prerequisites. So whether if you have a PlayStation 4 that's on 1.76, 4.05, 4.55 or 5.05, you can't do this method. You do need a PS4 game that is on a disc. It doesn't matter what region it is. From there, you also need a USB drive that is formatted from FAT32 or EXFAT, and the way you could tell that is if you go ahead and right click on your USB drive on Windows, go to properties, and then look at your file system. In this case, mine is EXFAT. I also recommend that having a USB 3.0 or 2.0 and having it on EXFAT, and it has to be basically maybe over or at least the minimum of 64 gigabytes, because most PlayStation 4 games are well over 20 gigabyte cap. It's not like back in the day like PS2 games and PS1 games were under 4 gigabytes and stuff like that. So make sure if you don't have that, go ahead and you can go on Amazon, and I think I saw like a SanDisk USB drive for $10, and you could get 64 gigs, so they're not too expensive now. But if you have those tools and stuff, then we're ready to go. But let's say for example your USB drive is not on EXFAT. I'll show you how to change it over. So if you go to your USB drive and then format, and you go to file system, you can see whatever file systems you have. So in this case, mine's only have NTFS or EXFAT. Go ahead and install EXFAT. Make sure if you do have any files on this USB drive, I've already cleaned mine out, but let's say if you didn't, go ahead and back that up to a PC or another USB, because once you hit quick format by clicking this checkbox and then hitting the start button, it basically is going to wipe your drive clean. So if you do have any important documents or items on your USB drive, go ahead and back that up before you do this tutorial. But okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the PlayStation 4, and then I'm gonna show you guys on how to basically do this process from the PS4. Okay, so guys, once you're on your PlayStation 4, what you want to do now is go ahead and insert whatever game that you want to basically back up in to make a FPKG. So for my example for today, I'm basically using Little Big Planet 3, and the only reason why I'm using this copy of the game, because I have like Gran Turismo 5 and Kingdom Hearts on this, but those games are well over 30, 40, 50 gigabytes. So I looked at basically what is the smallest game I have to make this tutorial faster. Little Big Planet for me is 14.5 gigabytes. So basically, once you choose whatever game you want to do, what you want to go ahead to is go ahead and open up your internet web browser. In this case, I'm using this website right here. So the URL to go to is http //PlayStation 4 exploit.darksoftware.xyz/index.html #5.05. So go ahead and load that website to the browser. But once you do that, go ahead and basically what you want to do now is load the game Little Big Planet, or whatever game. In my case, I'm loading up Little Big Planet. So go ahead, your goal is to basically boot up your game to the main menu. And the reason why you want to do this, you want basically all the executable files to be ran in your game. So basically you want the eboot.bin to be ran, and usually most of the time once you're at the main menu of the games, that means the eboot.bin or whatever executable file has been ran for that game. So I'm just gonna wait for Little Big Planet to boot up to its main menu real quick.
Your home base of adventure, your window into the wonder.
Yeah, it should be fine right now. So once your game is back to your main menu, what you want to go do now is basically go to your internet browser. And now what you want to go to is make sure you have your USB drive in to your PlayStation 4 2, the one that is formatted either EXFAT or FAT32. Make sure that's in, and make sure it's over 64 gigabytes, or at least the minimum is, I should say, due to the fact that, you know, most PlayStation 4 games are way larger than, like I said, 10 gigabytes, 20 gigabytes, 30 gigabytes. So if you were trying to dump, let's say, I don't know, Final Fantasy 15, for example, you're going to need, you know, 64 gigabytes. Or if you were trying to dump Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 or GTA and so forth, you want to go ahead and invest in a bigger USB stick. But with that being said, go ahead, and once you see on the screen it should have the exploit selection, go ahead and hit dumper. Go ahead and click OK. It may give you a memory error depending on, you know, if the WebKit wants to work for you the first time. In my case, what you want to do now, once you get the notification, go ahead and run back your game real fast so you get this notification, so the game can automatically start dumping. So what it's doing now is extracting the app package and the app image basically, and all the contents from the game itself to your USB. So what you want to do is make sure your PS4 is not having anything on hibernation. Just leave it right there and let it do its process. Depending on the game size, it may take longer. In my case, I think it took me about, I don't know, an hour or so for Little Big Planet, because I think my drive is USB 2.0. So, but it may take a while, so just don't touch your system. And after, when the process is done, basically on your USB or on your PS4, it will shut down, and then that's how you know it's fully complete. If your PlayStation 4 hasn't shut down before the complete, or before all the files dump, that means it hasn't shut down properly, and basically you would have to redo the process over again. But with that being said, I'm just gonna end the PlayStation 4 broadcast right now and go to the PC, because I already did this step, so I don't want to waste any more time basically you know, explaining this. And basically now I'm gonna show you what the game should look like once it's on your USB drive from the PC. Okay guys, so once y'all back onto the desktop, what you want to do now is go to your PlayStation 4, extract out, or excuse me, not extract out, but just pull out the USB stick that has your game basically fully dumped. Since, and the way you could tell from that, like I stated before, is if your PlayStation 4 has fully shut down. And basically what you want to do is go ahead and open up your USB thumb drive and open it up on your desktop. In this case, I'm not going to do that since I already have my files already dumped to my desktop, and I basically just moved them from my or I copied them over from my USB. But you should have two folders stating your game's title ID. Yours is going to be different because CUSA00473, excuse me, is for Little Big Planet 3, so yours may be something totally different depending on your game and your game region and such. But you should have two folders, one that says app and then one that says patch. That means you successfully installed it. And then also on your USB drive, you should have like a little file that says complete, and basically that just is like another verification that means the whole process has completed successfully. But with that being said, what you need now is fake package tools. I can't provide any links, unfortunately, because I know the Ethereum files get flagged online all the time for some odd reason, on, like, you know, Mediafire and such. But go ahead and just Google them, you're gonna find them, so don't worry. But once you get them, what you want to do now is go ahead and open them, and now you should see exe called gngp4.exe. What you want to do now is run it. And now what you want to do is go ahead and find your CUSA folder, and basically that's just your game folder. Mine is on my desktop right here. Go ahead and hit OK, and you want to generate .gp4 because it's basically generating the project files for this. It may take long depending on, you know, your game. So if you have Grand Theft Auto 5, for example, if it's trying to add and, you know, basically trying to bunch up all files, it may take longer. I'm not too sure how long this will take. To be quite honest, this game is only 11.4 gigabytes from what like the file said when I extracted it out, but it could be more Like it all depends and varies. So I may just actually stop right here on the video just to make sure, you know, it doesn't take too long, because I don't want to, like, you know, have to edit this out real quick. But once it's done, I'm basically going to just restart again and show you guys. Okay, so the process has been completed. So once it's been completed, it should say done. What you want to now do is go ahead and save .gp4 right here, and then you either want to save it back on your desktop or a certain folder. In this case, I'm just going to go ahead and save it on my desktop, and then you should get a notification that stated that that process was done. So you X that out, go back into Fig Package Tools, and then from there you want to go click Orbis Pub Gen. Let me open it up bigger so y'all guys can see. And now what y'all want to do is go to File, all the way down to Open, excuse me, go to Open, and then now what you want to go to is the GP4 file that you just made. And then from there, what you want to do is go to Command, Project Setting, go to Package, and please make sure that this content ID is the same. Also make sure that your path code is all zeros. Leave that the same right there, and then just click OK. Go ahead and click Build. Go ahead and select your package wherever you want. Go ahead and put it on your desktop. It may give an error depending on if it does give an error. Basically, just go ahead and restart the project, but that may be just for PS2 games. But this process may take long too, so I'll probably end the video right here and do the same thing like I did before, and then I'll show you once it creates the package file. Depending on how big the game, like I stated before, it may take, you know, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. It all depends. For me, it didn't take too long to basically build certain games. If it was like under 5 gigabytes, if it was like, you know, Minecraft, of course, that it didn't take too long. But if it was like Watch Dogs or something really huge, then yeah, it will take, you know, longer to basically do that process. So I'm going to end the video right here in this segment, and then I'll come back to show you guys that how this process works. And then from there we're gonna go back on the PlayStation 4 and install the FPKG, and I'm gonna show you that, like, I deleted the disc version of the game off my PS4 to prove that we did install that version correctly. So I'll see you guys back on the PlayStation 4. Okay guys, so back on your PC, or you should still be on your PC, and basically when your PKG file has been completed, you will get a notification using or GenPub. It will tell you when it's 100%. Once your thing or your game states that it's 100%, you could go ahead and close out that program. But for example, one way to tell, of course, if your game is clearly, you know, installed correctly, you could just check the file size. So roughly, if you look on the back of your box of your game and it says your game is around, like, you know, 10 or 11, 12 gigabytes and such, then that's how you could, you know, tell off the back if your game installed correctly. So basically, once you have your PKG file, what you want to do is plug in your USB to your PC right now and make sure that it's, you know, at minimum has 64 gigabytes. Make sure it's EXFAT, or yeah, in this case, make sure it's EXFAT, since any file that's over 4 gigabyte cannot be put on a FAT32 USB. So I'll show you right here. I already have my USB popped up, and I've already transferred my game. As you can see, this is the same content ID, LBP3, stands for Little Big Planet 3. And I basically already transferred my PKG. Mine's didn't take too long since it was only 10.8 gigabytes, and I'll show you here that my flash drive is of EXFAT by going to Properties, and then that's it right here. But right now, what I'm going to do is go ahead and go to the PS4 and show you guys on how to install the FPKG package. Excuse me. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so once you're back on your PlayStation 4, what you want to go to now is this website which I have here, which hosts X Project 1.5. So shouts out DefaultDNB for, you know, letting us all, like, PS4 users have this host website, since it's easier way for us to access. But besides the point, what you want to go do now is type in HTTP semicolon slash slash playstationdev.wiki slash x slash index.html, and go hit L1 to run hen 1.8 so we could get the debug settings. I've already done this step, so you don't have to, well, I'm not going to do it just to save some time. But now, just to prove my point, go ahead and you want to find your game that you just dumped. In my case, we were doing Little Big Planet 3. I think I probably already may have deleted it, not too sure, because I usually keep my, oh, there we go. So yeah, go ahead and delete the game. And the reason why we're going to delete the game, because you don't want to basically have a fake package file overwrite, because both of the games have the same content ID. But now what you want to do is go ahead, go to settings, scroll all the way down to debug settings, and now go ahead and go to game package installer. Make sure your USB is in, of course, and then let the game install. I'm going to end the clip right here, and then I'm going to go back once this thing installs, because it may take a while depending, you know, on the game size. So if you install a Grand Theft Auto, for example, it may take longer. But once that process is done, I'll show you the end result and showing you that the game runs and boots like a normal game. So I'll meet you back once that this process has finished installing. Okay guys, so as you see in my notification little box area, you can see that like my content ID for the game Little Big Planet 3, the game has, you know, successfully installed. As you can tell from Little Big Planet 3, it doesn't have that little disc icon to the right as most PlayStation 4 disc games have, and I'll show you. Like for example, my Kingdom Hearts 2.8 disc right there has that little disc icon, like the Blu-ray one. For this, you go ahead and just run your game normally, since you already had hen already, you know, installed onto your system, or basically ran on your system, I should say. And then voila, that's how you essentially, you know, play your or back up your games by making them into a fake package file. And now I don't have to have the disc inserted into my system. So that's basically one way on how to do it. If you guys like my content and you know you want to leave some support for my channel, go ahead and leave a comment. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you know when I drop my latest videos. I really do appreciate y'all guys. I'm almost about to hit 100 subscribers, so it means the world for y'all guys to keep on supporting me, showing y'all my videos to your friends, and you know, to the scene and stuff. So I really do appreciate y'all. My name is Nagato, and I'm signing out. Thank you guys.